Hi, this is David at stoneyard.com. I'm in our boardroom, and today I want to talk about Shadow Mountain Rustic Ashlar. Look at how perfect this all looks. You know, pretty consistent joints. The corners are all intact. Sometimes this is the perfect look, but sometimes you want it looking a little bit more rusticated. So we have this same stone, all these pieces here and here are Shadow Mountain Rustic Ashlar. So let's look, like when I pick up this piece, the back is sawn, that's typical. Notice how this edge is sawn, you know, 3/4 of the way through and then snapped, so that when you get two pieces next to each other, by snapping that last little bit, it has a more rusticated look. If it was sawn all the way through, it would look really refined. So we don't like that look. But with that, this is more typical where it's about 3/4 of the way through and then snapped. But even still, this looks a little too perfect. So I'm gonna pick up these stones, we're gonna rusticate them a little bit, and then we'll bring them back. So what I have is, I have a thin veneer, 2-pound thin veneer hammer, and I want to take, just round off the corners a little bit, then kind of along the flat edge, just rusticate it just a little bit. You know, you see how I'm making it look a little bit rougher. Sometimes, depending upon the stone, I'll use this bush hammer, and okay, so get that one stone. Let's do a couple of more. One thing you gotta remember, when you're using a piece of carbide, this hardened steel is 40 times stronger than regular steel. But with that, you have to be delicate. So this is a big piece of carbide, big piece of carbide. If I hit this too hard, I can break off a corner. So I wanna hit it, but I just wanna be coming square onto it, not at some weird angle. What I'm doing here today is something that all masons will do out in the field. They'll make this more rusticated if you ask them to, okay? Okay, now let's take a look. So I've rusticated these 4 stones. I haven't touched these 2. This one was already broken at an angle. I'm going to leave that at an angle. This one's at a little bit of an angle, but between rounding off or clipping the corners and chipping the edges, this gives it a more rustic look than this, with the intact corners and with these joints being really straight. You know, if I can break it up like I did here, this is you know, rusticated, more natural live edges. I mean, this has live edges, but it's very squared off corners. So with just a little bit of additional work out in the field, you can give it that more rusticated look. So check us out at stoneyard.com. This is the Shadow Mountain Rustic Ashlar, a very good veneer. Thanks.